Luke Belmar supposedly made $16 million from one dropshipping product, and everyone's wondering how the hell he managed to pull it off. Now, how much of that is true? Well, I didn't really know, so I decided to dedicate 3 weeks into looking into the details and really just uncovering how this man supposedly had done it. Now, in this video, I'll walk you through the entire strategy that Luke Belmar used, so that by the end of this video, if it is in fact true, you'll have everything that you need to follow in Luke's footsteps and start working towards your very first million. Now, many of you probably already know or have heard of Luke Belmar, but for those of you guys who don't, he's as they would say, an entrepreneur. He's an influencer who also founded Capital Club, which is really just like a community of entrepreneurs. He's got about like 15,000 people in that community, and probably people that you know of or watch are a part of his inner circle in his community. But that's not actually how things first began. When he first began, he was just, believe it or not, a full-time dropshipper, and apparently he was a pretty good dropshipper. Flashback 4 years ago, while everyone was forcefully stuck at home during the lockdown, scrolling through YouTube all day, watching TikToks, Luke was popping off with his dropshipping store, and he was able to build a ridiculous amount of opportunities out of nothing. Those opportunities came from a strategy that he had built, which he used to make millions from a single product. Now let's go ahead and break down the exact strategy he used. I think we can all agree that every dropshipping store needs great products, and Luke has become pretty good at choosing the products that will make him tons of money and tons of money fast. There's one simple rule that Luke follows, and it's to focus on trending products. But I know what you're probably already thinking. It's not the trending products that you find by going through TikTok. No, Luke knows that those products are already trending. That means that there's already hundreds of stores selling the exact same product, trying to appeal to the exact same massive audience. I'm going to share with you guys this clip of Luke while he was on the Ahmed Show podcast. He talks about exactly what the key criteria is for a dropshipping product to succeed. But take note in how he details that your niche or your audience is actually more important than the product itself.
My biggest niche was home products because I understood that I needed a few things in order to succeed in dropshipping. One is I needed an evergreen market. I needed to sell a product that wasn't a one-off. I couldn't have one-time customers. I needed repeat customers with long and high lifetime value retention.
He needed a way to stay ahead of the competition. That's why he decided to learn how to literally predict the future. Now, while most stores just wait for whatever's trending to show up on their FYP, Luke stays one step ahead. So instead of looking for what's already trending, he looks for what's called dark horses. These are products that are slowly growing in popularity. They already have a couple hundred sales, but they aren't popular enough to actually break any algorithms. And then once Luke finds a product like that, he uses tools like Google Trends to identify them early. He'll start by searching. So all he had to do was search for products names on Google Trends and see how popular it was. If he saw that the number of searches were rising upward, then that means that it won't take very long until that product starts to go viral. But of course, products are only one part of running a dropshipping store. There are so many elements. But let's just say that you're Luke and you've just found your winning product. Just like every dropshipping store, you'll have to look for suppliers that will send out your product to your customers. Now, considering Luke is a multimillionaire, you're probably thinking that he uses these high-end suppliers that can send out his products in a single day. But believe it or not, that is actually not the case. Nowadays, there are plenty of high-end, high-quality suppliers that you can get in contact with who will send you products at pretty good shipping times. Now, obviously, they aren't going to compare it to Amazon standards or Amazon 2-day Prime, 1-day Prime delivery times, but they're the best that you can do for now. Now, if you're a beginner, I'll show you how you can quickly find reliable suppliers without completely rinsing your bank account. And probably the easiest way to find quality suppliers that are actually going to ship your products pretty fast, I like to use this service, which is cool, is we can see where the product's going to be shipped to and from. So if I wanted to be shipped to the US and I also wanted to be shipped from the US to ensure that, the shipping times are going to be as fast as possible, we can select that. And then from there, I like to select the AutoDS suppliers because it's going to show us the verified suppliers that are like their main partners. So for example, if I just go ahead and select these dog collars, you'll notice that the shipping times are here like 4 to 6 business days. That's ridiculous. And then the total cost is $551 included. And then, as I said, shipped from the US. And if you want to go to the extra extent of getting in contact with these suppliers to see if they can fulfill every needs, then you could just message them right here, potentially get custom packaging if things start to work out. Now, Luke doesn't use the absolute best suppliers in the world, which is actually the logical route not to, since there really hasn't been proof of concept yet. Instead, what he does is he looks for US-based suppliers that can get your products to your customers in, somewhat of a reasonable time. I just showed you that examples, I think 4 to 6 business days, which for dropshipping standards is really, really good. Now, keep in mind, not every product will have US-based shipping as an option, but if it is an option, you should definitely take it. But to be honest, that is all pretty standard stuff for the most part. Let's now get into what makes Luke so different from everyone else, what he did that was so special enough to make him $16 million from a single dropshipping product. So what I will say is that where Luke Belmar's genius really comes out is within his marketing. Some dropshippers, they spend days wondering which platforms to post on, only to end up posting literally everywhere, hoping and praying for something to work eventually. But Luke does not do that. He uses two main platforms, Facebook and TikTok. Now, it's pretty obvious as to how he was able to bring in sales through TikTok. It's pretty much just going viral on the platform. It's basically the only way that you can get people to buy your stuff, and that is what Luke does. So for now, we are going to focus on Facebook. And that's because he's developed a really interesting, a really unique strategy that I've never seen anyone do before. And that's running Facebook ads to manipulate the algorithm. Let me explain. So let's just say hypothetically, he will sell something like a dog toy. So he'll run a pretty standard ad. Now at this point, most dropshippers, what they will think to do if someone comments under their ad, they'll probably say something like, you can buy my product for 50% off right now. But to be honest, no one really cares about that or really values getting a discount for free for nothing. And sure, having a discount can be, really interesting to your audience if they are already interested in buying a product from you. But other than that, no one's gonna stop to read a comment that's giving them info that, as I said, they don't really care about. That's why Luke does something different. He does something completely different. He begins a conversation. So when you scroll down the comment section, you'll see all the comments have a reply telling people to post photos of their dogs. And you're probably asking yourself, that's it? Is that all that he does? He just replies the comments without even telling them about the product or giving the viewer some sort of discount, but somehow he's able to make millions doing so. But that's exactly what makes Luke a genius. He understands a fundamental rule that the biggest platforms like Facebook, like TikTok have used to grow to billions of users. Now, Facebook and TikTok, they obviously didn't grow to billions of users overnight. What they did was they ran ads in order to get people interested in their app and eventually convert them into users and get them to create posts on their platforms. So paid growth, it pretty much just refers to any attention that your store receives that you have effectively paid for. While organic growth, on the other hand, this happens when your store gains attention without you having to spend any money. You're really just relying on your content to attract views naturally. So when you take a look at those two concepts, they seem like complete polar opposites, but there's actually a way that you can transform paid growth into organic growth. You just have to be very smart about it. Just like most successful platforms out there, platforms know that you shouldn't choose between paid or organic growth. The ticket to getting massive gains is leveraging both of them at the same time. So the idea is to use your paid growth as a gateway to drive people to start creating organic growth for you. Now let's go back to how Luke does this. So once his VAs reply to the comments asking people to post pictures of their dogs or their cats, they're basically starting a conversation. Luke wants them to invite people to start exchanging organic content with one another, and that's exactly what happens in this comment section.
Then we would trigger controversy. So we would have an account that would be like, I don't like that dog.
It's an ugly dog.
It's an ugly dog.
There are threads upon threads of people that are leaving comments. They're showing off their dogs. They're replying to other people's posts, and even leaving hate comments and starting rage bait wars. And what's really funny is that Luke would literally train his VAs to leave replies under people's comments, calling their dog ugly or calling their dog gross, just to rage bait and get people to leave hundreds of comments defending that dog. It doesn't matter what type of content Luke receives, because this turns his comment section into his store's personal forum. Most stores can't even dream of having more than 100 comments on their ads, but for Luke, that's basically nothing. Because with his system, he was able to turn the comment section of his ads into extensive forums like Reddit. People would do anything from replying to one another, exchanging discounts and coupons, and even asking for more information about the product. It was a really massive, almost thriving ecosystem of customers literally living inside of his comment section, all of which were happily interacting with one another and bringing in more and more people to buy the product.
What really helped us in our ecosystem and our ability to, because your ad is an ecosystem, it's not just a placement. That's what people don't understand. What the ad actually is in the ecosystem that you build around the ad begins to kick in. Nobody looks at the comment section. We began treating the comment section, understanding that if people commented in the comment section, Facebook would trigger it as people being interested.
And the reason why that works so well is because Luke understood one thing, the mob mentality. Think about it. I'm gonna ask you a question. Which product would you rather buy? Scenario 1, where you have an item that has 15 comments on a Facebook ad, or scenario 2, where you have an ad that has thousands of paying customers in the comment section giving away free feedback. I think it's pretty obvious it would be the second option. And Luke knew that. Now, the more that people are interacting with your store, the higher chance that someone will get convinced to buy something from your store. And by using this method, he was able to gain over 500,000 comments under one of his ads and surpass 1 billion views.
I think we had the top 10 ad of Facebook, top 10 or top 20 of all time. I think it had over 250 million views. Wow. On the ad.
And the thing is that traffic didn't just stay and live only on Facebook, because all that attention, it spilled into his store. And before he knew it, Luke had made $16 million from only one dropshipping product. All he did was that he looked at the marketing that other stores were already doing, and he attacked it from a completely different angle. So the next time that you are selling a dropshipping product, put some of Luke's strategies into effect, and you'll be able to change the way that you dropship forever. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I have an ad that's got quite a bit of comments. I'm gonna go in and have my VAs comment under it, maybe start some conversations, maybe start some rage bait wars, who knows? And I'll fill you guys in as to how that works. And that's the exact strategy that Luke Belmar has used to make $16 million from a single product. Now, if you guys use AI, you can probably do everything 10 times faster, test products, build stores, create ads. That's why in this video right here, I explain these simple steps of how you can start dropshipping with AI. You guys can go watch it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.